I'm so mad about this. I recently got a message on Instagram from someone who said that in his friend circle, it was being said that if you wear a mask, you're living life in fear, that you're living in fear, you're not living life to the fullest. He then went on to tell me that as a result, many of the people in his friend circle didn't wear masks and many of them have gotten COVID. You know, I'm disappointed and upset and saddened for those who got COVID in his friend circle, certainly everyone in the world who's gotten COVID. But there's also this issue that we need to talk about of living in fear. Many of you have actually written comments on my videos when I put mask videos up or things like that. And you say, well, don't live your life in fear and don't let fear dominate you and don't let COVID run your life. Get out there and live your life. I'm reading things that you all have actually said. Life goes on. And I have a feeling that people might be saying those things in an attempt to sound strong, perhaps. Maybe they think that that's a sign of strength, that they're not living in fear and that they're being strong. But let's be clear, being strong is actually the opposite. Being strong is standing up for what we know is right and standing up for what we know controls this virus and helps prevent spread. Being strong is looking after other people and looking after ourselves. Being strong is being willing to wear a mask. That is strength. I actually find it particularly cowardice when people don't wear masks. It's like they're escaping, like they're trying to escape, like they're trying to duck or dodge. Those people, in my opinion, who wear masks are standing up, they're taking a stand, and they're saying, you know what? I care about our economy. I care about people in this country and in this world. I care about myself and my family. I care about my kids being able to go back to school. I care about all these things, so I'm going to wear a mask. And I know some of you might be offended by hearing me say this, but this is real talk, and it's the truth. Wearing a mask is not living in fear. Social distancing is not living in fear. Washing your hands, staying out of crowds, those things are not living in fear. It's quite the opposite. In fact, not wearing a mask, not social distancing, not washing hands, staying out of groups, etc., that's what instills fear, or should. Because not doing those things is what increases our risk for spreading coronavirus, for spreading COVID to people who may not weather the storm as well as we might or other people we know. The fear lies in not doing these things, not in doing them. Now, when I looked back into these phrases trying to figure out where they came from, it seems like some of them came from politics and politicians making statements about how they felt COVID fit into their lives and that they weren't going to let fear dominate their lives. While that might seem noble, in actuality, it's short-sighted at best, it's deadly at worst. I think sometimes people say these things as an excuse to try to justify not wearing masks, to justify not social distancing, to try to hide behind something as a potential reason as to why they don't wear masks or social distance. Guys, if you're afraid of COVID, I would honestly say you're spot on. Let's not forget, people are dying, thousands every single day in this country. Hundreds of thousands every single day are coming down with cases of COVID-19. Hospitalizations are on the rise, literally at the brink. Our economy is in the tanker. People have lost their jobs, cannot pay their bills. Our kids can't go to school. You're gonna tell me you're not afraid of that? You're gonna tell me that that's not fear-invoking or fear-inspiring? My friends, it is. All of that is enough to be fearful of. And you know what? It's okay to say that. And it's also okay to live that way. When we live as though we are afraid of people dying and people losing their lives and being hospitalized, people losing their jobs, kids not being able to go to school, when we live that way, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily letting fear take over our lives. It means that we allow ourselves to be careful, to be cautious, to be thoughtful, to be considerate, to try to help and do our part in this world, to help get our economy back on track, to lower the COVID cases so hospitals aren't overrun, to help our healthcare workers that are putting their lives on the line every single day, and to help families that have lost people, sometimes numerous people. You know, fear can sometimes be an amazing motivator. Fear is not all bad. And in fact, in this situation, fear is quite appropriate. So if you're not afraid, I'm gonna ask you, why not? Why aren't you afraid of this? Let us allow fear guide us into doing the right things, into doing the things that will help us, our nation, and this world. Guys, please share this video. I know I've said a lot, but I needed to say it, and it's been on my heart. You know, this idea that wearing a face mask is allowing fear to take over our lives is as I said earlier, it's short-sighted at best, and it's deadly at worst. We have to do better. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it with others. Also, if you have not liked and subscribed to my page, please do, and click the little bell to get updates. I'll be back soon.